Hey, how's it going, folks? Once again, I'm Nev from Nev's Tech Bits, otherwise known as your friendly neighborhood degenerate that helps your grandma with all of her computer problems. Don't worry, ma'am, I am from the internet. Today we're checking out Popular Mechanics June 1989 Terra on Flight 811. That does not look like fun. But he's sitting there and he's like, hey, where'd my hat go? Jeez, that'd be terrifying. Final destination-ish, eh? Anyways, what we like to do is have a look back and see how technology and see how society has changed. And we're starting off with the Ford 1989 Ford pickup advertisement. I'll tell you what, for some reason I trust the older vehicles more than the newer ones, and I can't tell exactly why. I think it's because the people I knew who took care of them, they always seemed to be reliable and relied on. Frickin' one of these days I want to get a ride-on lawnmower. I've always had a good Briggs & Stratton push one from Canadian Tire. There's the happy man. Either he has no kids or he has kids and he's just more happy with the fact that he can get away from them. That's advertisements a bit psychedelic, getting into the 90s. Thrive shampoo, save $1. Coupons. Geez, I wonder if millennials would even know how to use a coupon these days. Shave your wiener in the winter for the whammons. That guy looks like Jeffrey Epstein, I gotta say. Now let's try not to think about current events. And taking a look back in 1914, Popular Mechanics was talking about, wow, that's an interesting type of two-wheeler. How the hell would you keep that thing balanced? I'm sure they figured it out. And we got sailing across the ocean blue. When steam was king, I gotta say, those steam trains are really something, especially if you take a look at the inside, all the pipes going through them. You throw coal in there, and it's not just any kind of coal, it's a particular kind of coal to heat water up in order to get everything going. Man, I tell you, when it comes to nuclear, when it comes to coal, when it comes to some solar, it's all about making water evaporate and spin a turbine, eh? The Thrill Seekers on the... what is that? Oh, it's at the World's Fair. I wonder if the World's Fair is still a thing. Alright, the Alexa says that they still exist, but they're called World Expos. I gotta say, this is a lie. That is just a complete lie. No, never. I've never had an electric shaver shave that well. Marlboro Menthol. It's interesting. When you get to the Marlboro Menthol and the lights, you never see the Marlboro Man. I wonder if the cowboys are like, no, this, I will not. I will not be in that advertisement. Thank you. Also, I legit kind of wonder if the horse decided to go over there by choice. That looks like a lot of slippery rocks. And, you get a horse slip once, that can be the end of them, right? A new era of parasailing. I could be wrong, but I don't think we actually ended up going with these. I don't see anyone using these. Why, America's having a change of heart. Because bad things can happen when you pick up hitchhikers. The Galileo poised for 1995 inspection of Jupiter. It succeeded, by the way, and then came back. I wonder if we actually use all of this layering, all of this technology. It's always interesting to see where they're at and where things go, basically. Fiber optic gyros promise new internal guidance. This is something that they've probably evolved away from. They're using something completely different these days. But man, it's remarkable how different the internals are for munitions here from like World War II. My dad's got lots of old shells from World War II that are completely inert. And it's interesting to see what's inside. It's like all the technology is up here, and the rest of it is ultimately just gunpowder of one form or another. Explosives, I should say, not gunpowder at all. You've heard of noise-canceling earphones. What about noise-canceling mufflers? Most of the time, people just want to be louder, eh? Well, that's a cute advertisement. Regain, petroleum, premium, gas treatment. Drives out the knock. Mazda innovations with the retro futurism. Man, even kids like to stop and take a look to see what's going on in these images. Lots of fun. Why would anybody want to do drugs when they could just mow the lawn? I wonder if they still even make versions like this before. Everyone seems to like to have the engine sitting in front of them and sitting under them. Ah, yuck, imports. Station wagons, though. That ain't so bad. Love me some station wagons. And of course, they all upgraded to being SUVs. The Plymouth. I went to Plymouth, Michigan, I believe it was, to see my girlfriend, my internet girlfriend, for the first time way back in the day. I didn't. That's when I realized that there was a lot of American cars that were named after American lands and whatnot. The wet jet. That's interesting. It looks like a really small. Looks like a small skidoo. I've never seen one look more like a skidoo, but that also looks like a lot of fun to fart around on. There's an interesting advertisement for an electric shaver. Your father always expected great things from you. Is this for women or something? I don't get it. Laptops, two for the road. We build this Heth kit. Oh, you built it yourself. 2860, identical to Zenith's Super Port 286. That's a 286. And you could build it yourself. Oh, I love it. Oh, man, I love it. I remember these. Everyone's grandma had one of these, a floor sweeper. Why not just get a vacuum? Oh, look at the dog. Like, don't worry, guys, I got this. There's been so many messes that I've had in my life. I've learned to not worry about myself. I just call the dog, Odie, get in here. You see that? It's yours now. In the 80s, we sold everything with a Transformers type background. More than meets the eye. Polyshield. Now that's remarkable. Techno writers. It's the next step in the evolution between a keyboard and a PC. If you weren't familiar with keyboards, it was definitely a lot more difficult. It was a lot more difficult to use a typewriter. Sorry, I should say a typewriter. Because with the typewriters, you had to manually go down the next line type thing. Or you just keep typing off the side of the page. And there was no spell check. If you didn't have an electric typewriter, you had to physically push the buttons in a lot further, and that could be a pain in the arse. The Brother WP word processor 55, $1,000. Wow. Oh, and it's got a printer in it automatically. Yuck. Oh, I hate hard copy. I hate printers. It looks like this was a big thing back in the day. Everybody wanted to have the printer on the unit. This is the first time discovering about it, actually. Huh. Not a fan. I guess this is what passed for being portable once upon a time. Oh my goodness, even Magnavox got involved. Video writer for $540. Okay, internal memory 30 kilobytes. My goodness, so much. Geez, I didn't even know Smith and Corolla got in on this. So Smith and Corolla really bridged the gap when it came to typewriters to computers. It was lovely. Lovely. Air power boat. Geez, that looks like a lot of fun, I gotta say. Yeah, absolutely looks like a lot of fun, but I'm wondering if maybe, just maybe, they were too expensive to keep running type thing. Man, I want to ride one. Private domain. A little bit of privacy never hurt anyone, but legitimately, how long are these things expected to last? Like 20 years max? Especially when you got your fierce Canadian winters. Maybe they'd last longer in drier places, but I had some of this stuff, and yeah, like 10, 15 years, and the stuff kind of rots where it stands. The groundbreaker, I love the look of that. How to install vinyl sheet flooring. It's interesting, stuff the boomers covered up. In these days, people are taking up carpeting and linoleum and finding beautiful hardwood floor, but at the same time, I can't fault boomers for covering that, because sometimes you just want something different than what your parents had, different than what you grew up with, maybe something new. It's interesting, as you go through time, you see that wood was popular, and then I believe plastic was popular, and then chrome, and then we went back to wood. I have a feeling that there's something I'm missing in there. There was a time when you couldn't sell a wooden hall tree at an auction for 25 cents, and then 10 years later they were considered collectible. For some reason, my ex didn't like wooden hall trees. The thing I was thinking is like, Jesus, utilitarian. It's kind of gothic looking. I like the looks of it, but she just wouldn't have it because it was wooden. And she also didn't have a lot of money, so I don't see why the frick she was complaining about something like that. How to eavesdrop on your neighbor. Just get your mother sitting at the front porch and figure everything out. Seriously, get something else to do, busybody. Get a job or something. Why are we giving away this rugged navigation style LCD watch for $2? I don't know, but that thing does legitimately look pretty cool. Basement toilet flushes up. Like my ex-wife. Take this simple IQ test. Man, these things are not as easy as they look to take pictures with. They're just, I screwed up so many pictures thinking that I was doing just fine. I regret, I don't know, I have one particular one that my friend will never stop hating me about. Okay, so we were in Paris, Ontario. There was this Christian youth group thing, and my friend wanted me to get a picture of him with his girlfriend, and I got the picture, but I don't know if I was just hyped up, super high energy or something, but the whole thing came as a blur, and it's as if maybe as soon as I heard the click, I moved the camera, or I don't know what it was. I feel really bad that I didn't get that picture, but you had to know what you were doing, even with a good camera, to get a good picture. But anyways, that's it for me. Nev from Nev's Tech. But give me a thumbs up if you like this stuff. I appreciate it, folks. More importantly, take care of each other, will you? We may be all that we have. My hairpiece.